Reclaiming Our Identity back live again. We are in the Museum of Africa here. Let's do. This is the sabotage activities area. These kinds of things, when I see this stuff, it kind of makes me upset because it's just a reminder of what them folks, the colonizer, has done in our countries. Nelson Mandela, 1944, Mandela helped found the ANC Youth League and was later elected National Volunteer and Chief of the 1952 Defiance Campaign. Traveled the country organizing resistance to discriminatory laws. He held numerous positions in the ANC. I'll share in another video what took place when we got here. I'll share that in another video about our experience signing in here at the museum. It's not a lot of people here. It is like 9:30 in the morning, so it's, of course, it's rather quiet. The accused. I was told that there are 20 different political groups here in South Africa. So this is interesting because I guess I don't know the exact, I don't know the specifics of when Mandela was arrested and when he was put in jail. But I'm noticing that these photos are photos of the accused. As you can see, accused number 5 and Lionel Bernstein, accused number 6. And so I didn't know that there were individuals from the other persuasion who were a part of those who were accused, and I assume, I guess, went to jail when Mandela went, because they don't teach us all of this history in school. And I definitely don't, to be honest, I don't remember hearing about this when I was in school. the specifics of it. And these are some books on Mandela. It is amazing what he had to go through and what the people of this country had to go through during that time of apartheid, which of course is similar to what we have gone through, and to be honest, really still go through in the States. And I guess that's why there's so many similarities between us and the people here in South Africa. When I say the people, meaning the people that look like me, because we share similar stories, having to deal with them folks. And so it's just, yeah. Apartheid signs. Let's see, apartheid in the Republic of South Africa from a rigid former policy of segregation and economically and politically oppressing the non-white population. Any system or practice that separates people according to color, ethnicity, caste, etc. So of course, this is the whites only beach. I'm gonna tell you, it was when we went to Soweto, and they talked about the different townships and how these townships were separated, by race. It just reminded me so much of America. Up here it says South African apartheid presidents timeline. So these are the presidents that were in power during apartheid. It's just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. I mean, God is not pleased. God is not pleased. And there are a whole lot of them folk who are going to suffer, pay the penalty. There will be consequences and repercussions because of how them folk treated us folk. A lot of consequences and repercussions. South African police first formed in 1913 under apartheid. The South African police operated to suppress civil unrest amongst the country's marginalized non-white majority. During emergencies, the police were assisted by the military. Beyond the conventional police functions of upholding order and solving crime, the South African police employed counterinsurgency and intimidation tactics against anti-apartheid activists and critics of the white minority government. From 1961 to 1990, dozens of people died in South African police detention from hanging and torture, as well as natural causes as claimed by the police. I mean, it's literally just like America. Just like America. Same stuff. Same stuff, just a different place. Same stuff. Just sad. Blankies, I don't know exactly what that is. Whites only. Blacks, coloreds, and Asians. We've seen that before. Asiatic males, non-European. Welcome to your homeland. A Bantustan or black homeland was a territory set aside for black populations of South Africa. As part of the policy of apartheid, 10 homelands were established in the old South Africa for the purpose of concentrating black South Africans into ethnic groups. thus making each of those territories ethnically standardized as the basis for creating autonomous nation states for South Africa's different black ethnic groups. Yeah, this is sad. Sad. Soweto. This is like going to like the African American History Museum in the States in DC. Look at that. Permits from non-Bantu persons to enter this area must be obtained from the manager. So for you to enter certain areas, you got to get a permit. All right, let's go upstairs now. Yeah, that's America. Notice delivery boys and African servants entrance and lane. That's like us having to go through the back door. Folk getting searched. If you are watching, put in the comments if you've ever been here before, if you've ever been to the Museum of Africa. As a matter of fact, put in the comments if you remember being taught in school about apartheid, or not specifically apartheid, but really who, the story and all of the individuals involved, not just Nelson Mandela, but any of the other individuals involved. I don't have a good memory, but I don't remember hearing about that, the specifics of that when I was in school. I don't remember those who were held accountable outside of Mandela. So I guess we go this way to go to the steps. So this is when you come in, you got a little shop right there, the Mbali shop. That's the entrance. And then have that. On this other side over here is the Geology Museum. I'm going upstairs to the second floor. And that is beautiful right there. That map. Material culture of communities in Southern Africa. Communities in Southern Africa. Oh, these are all the different communities in Southern Africa. And so here in South Africa, you have Zulu, Xhosa, Ndebele, Swati, Pedi, Soto, Swana, Songa, Venda, Khoisan, and Afrikaner. Oh, those are the tribes. I'm sorry. And then you have the main languages here: Isuzu, isiXhosa, isiBele, Siswati, Sepedi, Sesotho, Setswana English, Setsonga, Shivenda Afrikaans. Oh, this is big. Oh, this is it says fashion in motion, the fashion plate. Modern African leadership. Oh, I guess these are the different presidents. Oh, in this area. This is a dugout canoe. You got the same thing over there. African. Oh, this is made out of yarn. This is yarn. And so it has labels. So Central Africa, East Africa. So it's giving you the, and then over here it says Swahili trade route, Indian Ocean, Sofala trade route, West Africa. And these are the ancient religions, ancient religious practices in Africa, traditional religion, Islam, Christianity, Hinduism. I guess these are some of the artifacts that they use. Western Gandhi's Johannesburg, birthplace of Satyagraha, Western Districts. Braamfontein, that's an area here in Johannesburg. We've gone through there a couple times since we've been here. Braamfontein. That just that name alone, it tells you that that's like a German or Dutch or something name, because it's not an African name, an African area. Braamfontein. Even when I think about those names, when I hear those areas, I just hate to hear them because it just reminds me so much of how these individuals colonized and gave names to areas that didn't belong to them. Birds in a cornfield. No home, no humanity, no dignity. Home is my God-given right. A home is my God-given right. But they came and stole homes. What's interesting is when we were in Soweto, I think it was when we were in Soweto, one of the things I learned is that them folks have done the same thing everywhere. So I don't know, I can't remember if it was in Soweto or somebody else was telling me just some of the things that they have done and how them folks have they put us against one another. And so it reminds me of when we were in Rwanda and when we went to the Genocide Museum there and learned the history there. Lesbian and Gay Pride March. Wow. I'll get to that later. But when we were in Rwanda and we were at the Genocide Memorial, and I learned that the Hutus and the Tutsis, that situation came about. The genocide came about because it was basically, certain them folks who basically, I think it was the British, not the British, was it the Germans? I can't remember which group. But they came in and basically, put one group against another, and they were the ones who literally distinguished the two groups. And so you had one group, fighting against another group because you had this invader, this colonizer coming in and bringing in division. It's just sad. Really, really sad. Everywhere they've gone, they have done the same thing. Same thing. And oftentimes we are fighting against one another. We're fighting against one another because of what? Not because we have this ingrained hatred towards one another, but because certain individuals have come in and told us, that our brother hates us, or our brother has disrespected us, or they've done all of these things to antagonize and bring about chaos and division and strife. These, I guess, are instruments. These are all different instruments here.